All right, here we go. Hey guys, how's it going? Spencer here. Hello if you're joining on YouTube, if you're joining on Facebook, whatever. Welcome to the stream today. I am Spencer. This is Sketch-A-Day. If this is your first time, definitely hit subscribe, turn on those alerts. Shout out to Lynette in the YouTube chat. Sorry you can't stay the whole time. Lynette is one of our regulars. And as always, I'm going to kick things off with a quick warm-up here. I had a few submissions from you guys, so just want to say thank you for the ideas. Always helpful to know what you guys want to see. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. I certainly did. The weather here has been amazing. Coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah. Just beautiful, beautiful weather. I don't know where you guys live or where you're calling from, checking in, but roll call. Let me know where you're watching from. If you are watching on Instagram, the stream will end in about 15 minutes or so. So you'll want to hop over to the YouTube. That's youtube.com/sketchaday.com or sketchaday.com/video. And that'll take you to my YouTube page and you can watch and chat and interact with us here. So just doing some circles. The circles, ellipses, lines. Typical thing, but I always try to warm up when I'm sketching. Pretty much anything. Just get my muscles going. All that good stuff. Alright, so today, like I said, I had a few requests, so I'm gonna do, I forgot who requested this one, but if you're watching, let me know. What's up, Demetris from Greece? Oh yeah, welcome back. Demetris joins us quite a bit here. But yeah, thanks for the request. I'm gonna do a hoverbike. I'm gonna do some sort of architecture. The architecture sketch goes out to my former classmate Mark Rain. He said he liked architecture, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that. And then I'll probably just take some suggestions from you guys. So definitely, if you want to see something, join the Discord, join the YouTube, all that good stuff. Now this looks like a mess, but really I'm just trying to practice drawing my ellipses here, almost as if I'm cutting through an orange or a ball with a laser knife. Just getting my muscles warm. I mean, literally. I don't know how many of you work out, but my workouts go a lot better when I warm up. So that's quite literally what I'm trying to do, is warm up my shoulder and elbow muscles, condition my eyesight even, just to make sure I can hit the right lines. So straight lines, draw with my shoulder, just like that. Sounds like we got someone joining the Discord. Welcome, welcome. I don't know who yet. I'm working on improving my streaming setup so I can like see what's happening at a glance. So my apologies if you say something and I totally miss it. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. Particularly with the YouTube, I can't really see what's happening right now. I suppose I could set up another monitor, but seems a bit excessive. But we'll do these pre-shows. And like I said, if you're interested in catching the full show, should go for about an hour and a half. Instagram only lets you stream for about an hour. And it's, really hard to do. But if you're interested, just hop on over. We'll be there. If you're watching this on Facebook, it's probably after the stream has ended. But all good. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with me on this Wednesday evening. No, this is not an April Fool's joke, by the way. This is real time and live. What's up, Music of Resist? Just joined the Discord. Thank you. How'd you find me? I'm curious. I'm always curious. I'm trying to figure out these algorithms and how they work. So let me know. Shout out to Kipsy. Hello, hello. Kipsy asks, have I tried out Uhuhu brush markers? Interestingly enough, I have not, but I did just buy some. Oh shoot, you guys on the YouTube are just look at my face. There we go. Just so you can see what I'm drawing. There it is. So I was just warming up and you totally missed all that, but it's okay. So lots of warm-ups just like we always do. Circles, ellipses, all that good stuff. And the first thing I'm going to draw today, well, it's a toss-up between this idea of a house I had in my head and Hoverbike. It was a request. Let's grab some paper here. Oh, thanks, Kipsy. Yeah, I've heard good things about Uhuhu markers. I've been a Copic marker purist most of my life, and so this has been interesting, just trying out some different stuff and seeing what works. Thanks, Nolan. Good to see you. Shaz, welcome. All right, so I'm gonna start this house. I'll probably finish it, finish on YouTube here. But I've been having this thought of a house on stilts. You know, maybe kind of over a lake or something, or the ocean, something like that. So once again, this goes out to my former classmate, Mark Rain. Thanks for the suggestion. Hopefully you're watching. If not, let me shoot him a message here. Going live with house drawing. Okay. So yeah, appreciate the requests when you guys submit them. I can't, you know, do everything that everyone asks me every time, but certainly something I enjoy doing is taking those requests from you guys. All right, so just kind of mapping out a quick landscape here, like so. Shaz is asking, how would you draw a wheelchair? I'm going to be drawing a hoverbike today because someone requested it. I suspect that may be enough to kind of help you out. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the side of the house here on these rocks. Make sure these lines are nice and straight up and down. Actually, this is above the horizon line, so my horizon line's here. I need to make sure these perspective lines go down. So you guys are seeing this in real time. This is how I draw, particularly if I don't really know what I'm gonna do. But hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. All right, just block in. I think I'm gonna have like a little bit of a wall on the back side. Let's draw through, because I don't know exactly. Okay, this is going, it's a little tricky here. Ah, okay, that's what I did wrong. So a little tricky there, but figured it out. Some sort of more modern structure. And if we want to make it, you know, it's all about proportion scale. At first I was thinking maybe this height could be a deck, but I'm going to make that like a railing. So this thing's going to kind of be somewhat monolithic. Maybe a stilt beam right there. This can, you know, kind of be supported by this rock thing. Maybe some plants up front. And like I said, horizon line there. Just anticipating a few clouds, like so. But yeah, as always, check in, roll call. Let me know where you're joining from, how you found this, all that good stuff. All right, then I am gonna, yeah, I like that. So I always try to work light till you get it right. And this way you can kind of figure out details before you commit to the final thing. I feel like my houses all look the same, but maybe I'm just dreaming of where I want to be, which is totally fine, totally okay. Ah, Nolan, what's up? Yeah, you can build it out of concrete, right? Nolan's my concrete guy. But he's more than that. He's become a friend. All right. Let's see here. All right, I like that window, facade stuff. You know, we can figure out some of that later. Maybe some vegetation stuff there. Another portion of landmass. What's up, Nikos? Nikos. All right, guys, on the Insta, we out. If you want to see the rest of this, come say hi on the Instagram, or sorry, Facebook. I'm losing my mind today. Come join me on YouTube. youtube.com/sketchaday.com or sketchaday.com/video. Deuces. All right. So now I'm just going to take this pen and let's just throw in some quick lines here. Trying to keep it loose, keep it fast. Just like that. So just trying to redraw here, not trace. And then I'll go ahead and add the marker I need to. I'm actually going to eliminate this post because I don't think I would necessarily need it. I mean, I'm by no means a structural engineer, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could do some sort of cantilever off this rock face. Wouldn't be surprised. All right. Nice and loose. Watch how I'm holding my pen too. This is something that has helped me quite a bit. I don't know for you guys how you like to draw, but I find that if I just hold my pen very loosely about halfway up the barrel, I get a much better effect and control happening. So something you can try if you're interested. Made a mistake there, but it's all good. Something you can try if you guys are interested. Mix it up. See how that works for you. Alright, so this home has 2 levels, so I need 2 sets of railings, like so. Extend that line in. Just trying to find in place a few lines to suggest an interior of some sort. Something like that. Actually, this would stop back, so I'm gonna have to fix this, which is okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, quick check-in in the chat. What's up, Nico, Shaz, Kipsy? Hello, hello. Welcome for joining. Hope I'm saying your names right. If not, You can unsubscribe. Just kidding. Don't unsubscribe. We appreciate you being here. So here, just drawing some random shapes to hint at a bit of the terrain, perhaps. And to frame this in, I think having something of a strong element in the front would be nice to have. I feel like my camera's off or something. Or my lines, one of the two. Just looking at another view here. All right. But we'll keep moving, keep it fresh. Maybe this is just a really nice long cantilever roof. And off here in the distance would be the horizon line. All right. What's up, Roger? Roger and I went to high school. That's pretty cool. Good to see you, dude. Or should I say Raja? Wagwan. I am from Jamaica, for those who don't know, but been here too long. Or as we say, Tanafarin too long. Long time ago. But hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Alright, just a little corrugated roof detail. Again, trying to keep it loose. If you have suggestions, requests, ideas, get those ready. After the second sketch, I will take suggestions. So if there's something you want to see, you let me know. Something you want to see that I'm capable of doing, I should say. Sometimes I get interesting requests, which always welcome, but you know, can't always promise I will do them. Yeah, I feel like I need to stand up and look at this, so I'm just standing up right now. See if I can fix some of this stuff. When you sit down and draw, and you draw big, sometimes it's hard to really see what's happening. So, I feel inclined to do an overlay. I'm going to stand up for this one. And this way I think I can get a better drawing. I'll show you what's really bugging me about this, so we can all learn. So just these vertical lines, some are kind of shooting, let's see, this one's like that, and then this one's kind of over, and then this one's like really over. So really what I want is more of a 3-point, but slightly angling up. So of course I still know Pato Raja. So you take my file. Alright, so now I'm standing, and just to show you guys, you know, stand up and draw, because if you stand up and draw, you can actually look down at your paper, and you get a better sense of what's happening. But once again, just holding this pen very loosely. Okay, something like that, and I do want to have a slight 3-point angling up. And this way, I can see a little bit better, tweak some stuff as I go, and so on. And, you know, make some changes along the way. So if I want a little bit of an overhang on this side of the house, I can add that in. Maybe I do want this to come forward, so that's fine. Maybe this one's a little bit stopped back. if you hold your pen very lightly and away from your drawing, you can actually see what you're doing, which, as it turns out, is super helpful. So I'm just going to turn these mistakes here into the texture of my soffit. If you've ever watched architects sketch, they just have this beautiful, loose style. One that I've tried to mimic from time to time, but it does take practice. Okay, so let's just get this back portion here. Tree stuff. A little bit of a window. And let's do perhaps another one here. But I'm still standing, looking at the paper. Okay, just gives me a better point of view, so I'm not distorting things as I sketch. And tweak things if necessary. Keep it loose and light. You know, maybe there's a little fireplace here or something. Sketch that in. And that horizon line. So hopefully you guys are staying safe. It's amazing to see us all kind of come together at this time for the greater good. It's really, really something to watch. So I just hope we're all staying safe. All right. Feeling pretty good about this now. I'm gonna go ahead and do some railing stuff here. And I want to kind of reduce the distance between these as I move down to communicate depth in perspective. Okay, so as we change those distances, we're reinforcing that idea that things closer to us appear bigger than things further away. And I'll get a strong top wire here in place. Maybe a couple bumps, like so. And I'm going to be using cheap markers on this one today. I don't know if you guys saw my review. Well, more like a hot take. I'm going to do more of a marker shootout soon. But I've been using these really cheap markers. Bianio, not sure how to pronounce the name. If someone knows how to pronounce the name, definitely let me know. But I've been using them for a little bit, and so far they're pretty good, all things considered. So the marker game is heating up, or maybe I just missed when it heated up. I heard Blick, if you guys are in the US, make some markers as well. I know they're, if you know Hector Silva, they're his favorite marker. So Just kidding, Hecta. I always want to call you Hex. Alright, same thing up here, a little bit of a railing, just to match. And now I'm going to put some strong lines. What's up, Detulo? You guys go check out his YouTube channel. He also has one. I'm not sure what the name of your channel is, Mike, but feel free to give it a plug. But Mike and I go way back, like years and years and years. Back to when there really wasn't anything on the internet industrial design related. And we were kind of just doing our part. Actually, horizon line would be further down. Just kind of doing our part to increase awareness back when I was a student. So go way back. All right, let's darken up some of these lines. So I think that turned out better, at least as far as I'm concerned, than the initial sketch. And that's the power of an overlay, is you can take some of the stress of figuring out perspective again and just draw and not have to worry about everything being perfect when you have that ability to overlay. So here is the underlay, which, you know, was a good start. Could have made it work. Decided halfway through, you know what, let's change direction. And now we have this sketch. All right, so like I said, just adding some texture here with the line weight. You know, if this is some sort of coastline or something. Just kind of jogging the pen as I go. And I'm creating these what shall we say, these contours almost that kind of show something in this case like a shoreline, but I definitely want something strong here in the corner. So trying to decide if it's a, you know, piece of wood or reeds or something like that. Maybe I'll just do reeds. So this Friday, exciting news, I will be actually going live with Adobe on their channel and just showcasing some of their software a little bit. So that's going to be on behance.net/live. I will put those details out later, probably just before I stream. So if you're following me on any of the socials, you shouldn't miss any of that. So don't worry, but super excited to do that from my studio here, Studio Bunker. What's up, Mark? This one's for you. All right. I feel like this should be inset from the railing, but whatever. We'll keep running with it. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to use my cheap markers to do this one. Have you guys thought of what you want to see next? Any ideas, things like that? Let me know. This is Sketch-A-Day Live. We do this 3, soon to be 4 times a week. Well, 3 times a week here. I may have a few other engagements, like I said. All right, so these are my cheap markers, and I'm going to do a video on this later, these containers that I found and why I used them. But these are those cheap markers. I also adjusted my overhead lighting, so hopefully this looks a lot better than the actual demo I gave. But these are, they're called Bianio. Not quite sure how to say the name, just right there, and it's in cursive. So they worked out to about 50 cents a marker, and let me tell you, even if they were you know, the worst markers in the world, I would probably still use them for just everyday sketching. Roger wants to see a robot. Would a futuristic hoverbike scratch that itch, Roger? I'm curious, because that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, I haven't tried their warm grays, but I'm feeling like trying them out. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a complete train wreck. We have 1 through 7 here. I'm going to need some brown for sure. And some tans, yellows, maybe this green. And I'm just going by the cap on the marker. I honestly have no idea how these colors are going to look in real life. But that's what we do. That's how we do. Alright. So we want to go lightest lights to the darkest darks when we're using our markers. I'm just going to do a quick test here. And I do this if I'm doing like a sketch page and I'm not super familiar with the colors. This is 314. So I'll make like a little palette here. Just real quick, just for the colors that I'm fairly uncertain about. These caps are really tight. So this is yellow 25. Let's see here. Also, feel free to ask me life questions, career questions, whatever you guys want to know. I'm an industrial designer. I design products, experiences. I do some graphics, branding as well. I've built houses. 1, 4, 2, 3. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free. Okay, this is a green 611. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, I'm liking some of these. So far, so good. And just because I've never used these warm grays, let's take a quick look at what this color looks like. Alright, I'm down. So definitely going to start with my lightest gray to begin with. Cap this flare pen. So I'm going to start with this warm gray. Actually, maybe I'll do a combination of warm and cool. So we'll do cool gray on the downward facing surfaces as I do this. Alright, so we'll just shade real quick here on the side. But yeah, these markers are pretty good. So far, so good. Shade on the inside here as well. I'm just going to go ahead and wash the inside, and then we'll apply gray on top of that to tone it and pull elements out of the inside. Maybe a little shadow in there too. Okay. This thing, I think I'm going to do like a cool gray for like concrete or cement of some sort. And then I'll do brown for the underhangs. I'll go ahead and use the same kind of stucco or whatever material this is. This warm gray, like so. And I'm going to want to capture the water as well. I may have to use my Copics for that one because I don't quite have the range that I want for that color. But I do have some browns in this set we can play with. So just color that in nice and loose. Don't be afraid of leaving a gap. It's kind of a different style than product rendering, I would say. There's a guy I follow on Instagram. He does these amazing architecture and landscape drawings, and they're just so incredibly loose. So I've been trying to mimic him a little bit. There's another person, Sangwon Seok. He's a Korean design instructor, but super. I'm gonna bring this wooden thing inside the house. We'll make it darker though, but I like the idea of bringing it in. But yeah, he's just super talented designer. Excellent use of contrast. energy in the sketches, all that good stuff. Thanks again for joining. This is Sketch a Day Live. We do this Wednesdays. We do this Fridays and Sundays. And what is this? This is us having fun. We just have fun. If this is your first time, welcome. Definitely hit subscribe. Why would you do that? Well, it helps me out, first of all. Second, you don't want to miss things when we do post them. So here's where I really do like this look, the cool gray and the warm gray, kind of contrasting each other, just on these front facade elements, like so. And I want to carry this, maybe it's some sort of fascia that just trims the house here. I've always considered myself more of a line artist than a traditionalist in terms of, or I guess I should say that's really what brings my stuff together, I feel. So that's why I like to spend time on the lines, make sure they're good, that there's good flow, energy, all that good stuff. Ugh. These caps on these markers are insanely difficult to get off, though. But I guess you get what you pay for, right? 50 cents a piece. Alright, so I have like just this light gray here. Yeah, see this chisel marker, the tip of it's already coming apart. So maybe I'll have better luck with the Uhuhu. That's OHU markers. If any of you have used them, let me know. But I am going to be reviewing those soon as well. Trying to think about where the sun is, where the light source might be as well. But even on this edge, trying to just create some contrast right on this edge, even though subtle, to kind of show that that's a separate surface. Oh, thanks for joining, Shane. Shane caught me at Adobe Max, which I had the privilege of doing this past October, before the world decided to go crazy. Alright, this is a cool gray 3. Getting some shadow under here. I'm going to keep the underside of the house here just gray though. Nice cool gray. Shadows are cool typically. So that's what I'm doing right there. Got our little fireplace. These window wells. So you can see how the warm and cool kind of work together here. So not only are we contrasting in value, but also the hue itself. And now I'll take this 50% and just darken these windows in. If I need to lighten it up, I can do that with pencil. So I'm not too worried, but if you've ever looked at a house during the day, typically, a little bit darker on the inside. Get some shadow in there, shadow under the house. We'll just keep building this up. It's not going to be a full page, full color rendering by any means, but definitely want to vignette a bit, but finish the house itself. Alright, so this is going to be interesting because I'm going to go from a cool kind of to a warm here on the ground. And I'm still hunting for, in the set, the right yellow or brown to use on this sketch, but I'm having fun. Thanks for the suggestion again, Mark. Yeah, these marker cap colors are very deceptive with this brand of markers, so if you are using them, just watch out. Have a piece of paper handy so you can test and make sure you're getting what you want to get out of those markers. So I think I'm going to use a yellow, or let's see, I have yellow 25 and 23. I think I'm going to use those under the house. So I'll start with the 23 here and just start to shade in a bit under here. Maybe there's some vegetation or rock stuff. Leaving the upper surfaces a bit light for the most part, except for under here where, you know, they're really not going to receive that much light. But if something's on the side, not facing up, or crevices, things like that. Okay, shade that in, like so. I will be scanning, photographing, and posting these sketches. So if you are part of live stream, every week I actually post a link. I'll share that with you here. And this link has all of, let's see, get shareable link, boom. But this link has all of my sketches I've been doing on YouTube Live. So if you want to download the high resolution sketches so you can see what this looks like to me, before you go tell your friends that I can't draw. Just kidding. But you can kind of check that out. All right. Okay, so we'll finish framing this in. I think the warm will actually contrast really nicely, or complement rather, really nicely the water when we do that. So I'm going to take a cool gray, like a cool gray 5 or something like that. Yeah. And now, you know, this house is going to be casting a shadow on this area. So let me I'll use some cool gray 3 as well, so I'll keep that handy. And then just under here, I'll just start shading that in with this cool gray 5, because this is going to be in shadow. Just boost some of these. We'll probably hit this with a 7 as well, just to make sure we have some nice strong shadowing happening on the house here. But we definitely want that light and contrast to be a part of this. Alright, so maybe something like this. As it'll be in shadow. And now I will take this cool gray 7. Same thing, just kind of hit it, building up the values as we go. Remember, light until you get it right. Lightest lights, darkest darks. Contrast is your friend. So remember all those things, okay? So if you've ever looked at a really compelling photo, painting, chances are it has excellent contrast, whether done really subtly or done in a way that is just striking, meaning they do have those lights and darks in that drawing. Alright, so just trying to get a bit of that. Probably go C9 after this. I'm going to introduce a little texture with this gray marker as well. Just right through here. This playlist is I think it's a copyright-free lo-fi playlist. Maybe I'll just start putting that in the video description, because I swear I get this question every time. But I'll copy the link and paste it here. If you have Spotify, you should be able to listen to... Oh, that didn't work. But you should be able to listen to this on Spotify if you're interested. It's pretty chill. I may need to find another one soon, because oops. I'm not sure why I can't paste in the chat right now. Well, I can't paste for some reason, so I'll put it in the description for the video. You guys can check it out later. Alright, so now let's go even darker. Just under this rock, under this awning or porch thing. Again, look at how I'm holding the tool. I think if you can see what you're doing, you're going to increase your chances for getting it right. At least that's what I've found personally. So something you can try out, see if you like it. Just play with your tools. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I make tons of mistakes all the time. All right, this is super fun. Thanks, Mark, for the suggestion. Truly, this is pretty fun. All right, let's do the inside of the house. Again, like I said, shadow's cool. Okay, if it's in the light, I want to keep it a little bit lighter. Got my 30% gray here. You know, if you want to hint at, you know, fixtures, furniture, windows, things like that, you can do that with this gray marker. All right, so everything in the house I'm going to kind of wash with the gray, just lightly like so. And then if there's vertical elements or something else at play, just shade over that. I do need to get some trim on this would-be glass kind of thing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw in a couple lines like so. No black ink. Just a couple lines in there. And then just shade that in. So shapes are going to convey a sense of the internal space without you having to commit to the detail of drawing those people or things inside the house that might detract from the overall presentation. Okay, so pick your battles, decide what it is you're trying to communicate, and then go from there. All right, something like this. A little bit of shadow under this awning. Just like that. All right. Yeah, I don't know why I can't paste here, Pascal, but I will post it in the Discord if you want to join. Now it's posted there, so you can check that out. I wonder if I can edit while I'm streaming. Oh, I can. All right. It's just not letting me paste. It's crazy. All right. I'll do it after the stream. Just remind me, and if I forget, my apologies. So let's hit the landscape here with just a little bit of green as well. Just a few hints. You know, if this is by the water, you might be getting some of that. Some of that happening. You know, even these reeds just to pull in some of the color. Thanks for hanging out. I know a lot of you have a lot of things to do. Life's busy. You could be watching Tiger King right now, but appreciate you being here. It's a decent show, but tell you what, I'd rather be drawing myself. Okay, let's see what blues come in this set. Again, these are 50-cent markers. 50-cent markers, so not very expensive, super cheap. And I'm just curious to see what I can kind of do with them. That's why I've been using them so much. All right, so I'm going to use this blue for the water here. Just like this. Just washing the page. This marker's already dry though, but I'm not mad. 50 cents, yo. That's a smoking deal as far as I'm concerned. So I'm trying to saturate the color closer to the house here, and then further away from the house, desaturate. And as this pillar is perhaps, you know, buried down in the water, I'm just gonna shade this in. Okay, something like that. We'll clean it up and make it work. But now it feels like, oh, this is actually, you know, in the water. And then for the house itself, what I want to do is map the reflection. So the way reflections work is it's kind of like a mirror. Okay, so quick lesson on reflections for you guys. So if I have a plane, like a flat surface like this, and I want to reflect something above, like this, below, let's find the center point here. Let's say this is touching the surface about there. if I want to reflect this down and it's in a perspective system, I can just take this height and flip it down like so. And this is my reflection. Okay, it's going to look something like that. Actually, my bad. Let me think about this. It's so tricky. But yeah, you do take these points and you just flip. So yeah, this would actually be like this. Or, okay, let me do that again. I'll do it with a vertical surface because I'm thinking of it in both terms. All right, if this is a mirror and I have something like a cylinder here, I just need to look at this distance, flip that, and then draw the cylinder like so. Okay. If it's a flat surface and I have a cube like so, same thing. Take a look at that distance, flip it in, and then draw the cube in that plane. Okay. Now if it's at an angle, and this is where I got a little tripped up on this one, if it's at an angle, so if this is our mirror and our cube, let's see, is sitting, or box is sitting something like this. Okay, and we want to reflect this in. Then you can take this point right where it's 90 degrees, go back, draw the vertical line, and what you do is then take all these points, right, measure back. So this one's actually going to be the opposite. So you can see it's going this way here. In the mirror, it's going to be going that way. So that's where I got a little messed up. But we all make mistakes, and it's all good. So on the underside here, in this sketch, what's up, Alex? Welcome, welcome. I'm going to take a look at the height to the water, and then drop down, and now draw a line here. And take a look at this angle. Okay, it's angling down like this, so in the reflection, it's going to angle up. I have this strong vertical element as well. But to make these feel like they're in the water, I can do this little zigzag thing as I move. And that's going to help it feel like there are ripples in this water. All right. So measure those distances. Okay, that's the distance to the rock. So actually this goes up, but just trying to map out some of these shapes. We'll use some gray as well here to kind of help these feel a little bit better. This is Sketchaday Live for those joining. So yeah, you're basically sketching the underside of the house at this point, and then we'll let that just fade out. But those shapes are kind of the reflections in the water. All right, so 30% gray, let's do it. So here, where these rocks are in the water, now with the gray, I'm gonna just vignette what the reflection might look like in the water a little bit. Same with this column. Just like that, and then I want to go a little bit lighter. Alex says, today I bought 120 markers Bianyo. Oh, nice. I actually bought 120 markers to test, so I'll be testing those. And maybe I'll do a giveaway. We'll see. I'll give away the ones I don't like as much, whatever those are. We'll see. All right, so got that, and let's get some sky tone in here. Again, we'll vignette, and if you look up at the sky, you go from like a dark blue up top, and it fades. So let's test this blue I have here. It's a little too dark, a little too intense. Let's try this blue 23. And if I can't find something that I like, I may end up using my Copics. I'll use this one. We'll keep it saturated for the show here for you guys. Yeah, just a little outline on the house. sky vignette. Kind of trace the outside and outline the house. Like so. And then we'll just shade in, fade out toward the bottom. I don't usually use blenders when I marker render either, or marker shade things. Just kind of let the pigment of the marker do its thing. I just haven't had very much success. I don't know if you guys have, but I certainly haven't. All right, just finish that off. What's up? Oh, hey Christian, long time. I keep running into people I haven't seen or heard from in forever, so thanks for joining the stream, dude. How's life? Are you in DC still? Or is it Texas? I forget. Too much to keep up on, tell you what. All right, so this little concrete area, I'm gonna hit it with a 30, but just want to introduce a little texture here with some stipples. Like you might have on a concrete or something like that. Just like so. I kind of want the inside of the house to be darker, but I don't want to ruin this, so pray I don't ruin this right now. I just feel like it would kind of pop better. Yeah, there we go. Because you really want that high contrast, and that's what's gonna help this feel like an interior space. All right, so 30%. What's up, Heidi? Okay, so 30% here, and then I'm just gonna kind of hit this edge, the edge that is right next to the corner here. Maybe a little bit on the top, kind of fade down. This set did not come with a 20%, however, so I'm hoping that I can use this 1% just to kind of scrub, blend this together a bit. Man, this rendering took a little longer than I anticipated. My apologies. We're still gonna hit it though. I'm gonna go another 30 or 40 minutes, and we are gonna do 3 more sketches, or 2 more sketches at this point. I'm going to do a concept speeder bike someone wanted me to do. Treehouse that connects into the main house. Maybe on the next concept. But I'm gonna do a speeder bike, and then I'm going to do whatever you guys want me to do. And if you don't identify what that is, I'll probably just do a car or shoe again, and then give up as a designer, because that's all I do. Just kidding. All right, a couple of white spots on this. Can do it in the water as well. So I'm using a Copic opaque white. That's what this is. And it has a brush built into the tip, or the lid rather. So I don't have to actually, get out my gouache and all that stuff. It's kind of nice. I go through phases, but I just love traditional media. There's just something about the challenge there that I thoroughly enjoy. That's why I keep using it. And by that I mean markers, pencils, pens, all that. I just love them. Oh yeah, Lego character. I forgot about that. Well, I think these requests are like 3 videos back, some of them except for Mark's. So maybe I'll do the Lego character on Friday. Just remind me. I think you're in the Discord, right, Alex? So if you are, just remind me. I'll do my research and then we'll hit it on the live. All right, guys. So that is my little concept water house of sorts. Hope you like it. Even if you don't, it's okay. It's all good. Welcome to Sketch-A-Day Live on Wednesday. All right. So let's do a quick concept speeder bike. And someone wanted a Hoverbike, but I can't help but think about wheels. So I'm going to start with wheels. And you know, maybe these are the handles. I don't know. We're just kind of riffing here. So I like. Yeah, we'll see what we end up with. No promises on this one. But sketching with gray marker, I feel like, is a really good way to just kind of map out and figure out things as you're working without the commitment. Without the commitment of a very dark line. Also, you know, draw bigger, because if you draw bigger, you will be able to use your shoulder and elbows more. And frankly, I think end up with more expressive things as you're drawing. Alright, so I'm just blocking in some shapes. I don't know where this is going to go or what this is going to be. Maybe it is just a future bike. But there's no wheel here or something. Like, maybe it looks like a wheel, but it's not a wheel, so it has that kind of familiar look and feel. I don't know. But I'm going to roll with this. Roll with this for now. Alright, so I'm going to roll with this. I do want to put a person on the bike, just chilling. Give me a minute, having a little holy basil tea to boost my immune system. If you guys want... Whoa, my bad. Stop. If you want to do Q&A, I'm open to that. So shoot me some questions, live, whatever. Just taking a 30-second, maybe, breather, maybe 15. Hit me up with questions. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this fun experiment of mine. It's been amazing, so thank you. Quick chat check-in. Alden says looking great so far, thank you. Already said hi to Christian and Mark. Next time we'll do a Lego character. Should I do myself as a Lego character or one of you guys? I would need some reference probably. All right. Whew. Some good tea. All right, so I do want to do a person on this bike. You know, should I do them riding it or just kind of chilling? That's what I've got to kind of decide. I like the idea of someone just kind of chilling for a bit. So maybe they're just kind of hanging out, holding a helmet or something. We'll do an overlay of this, so don't freak out too much at my person's silhouette here. Just trying to make sure I have kind of a generally alright perspective, whatever. Do I do one-on-one critiques of rendering? I do not typically do that, but I have considered giving private lessons, so if that's something you're interested in, I can discuss that with you, but don't typically do that. Occasionally I will take one of your sketches and do kind of an overlay. What's up, Kurta Pyok? I think that's how you say your name, Kurta Pyok. Roger's asking, do I do 3D modeling as well? Yes, I do. Only on Saturdays, just kidding. I do 3D renderings for clients typically. I'm going to use the gray on this as well. It's just going to get me a little closer to that final. Advice for beginners, just sketch. Which probably sounds ridiculous, but seriously, just keep sketching. So sometimes you may not know what to do or draw. That's understandable as a beginner, but the important thing is to, let's do a little knee pad on this guy. Just make sure that you're constantly moving that pen or pencil. Try to find people that inspire you. See if you can mimic. Let's see. Trying to think if I want this person to lean back or something instead. But yeah, try to find people who inspire you, and I would say just try and mimic their style if they have one. See what you can learn from their drawings. Instagram is a great place to be. Great place to be if you're just looking for some inspiration. So that's certainly something you can do as a beginner. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I capture some of these surface things I had in my underlay, because this overlay feels a little kind of dead. So I just want to maybe this will have like a 90s vibe to it. '90s Sid Mead vibe almost. Rest in peace. Alright, so this gray just kind of helps me map out a bit what's happening, like I mentioned. Yeah, it's kind of like Tron a little bit. Trying to decide if I want to do another overlay, because I like the energy of this one. This bike feels a little bit small, and so I'm thinking I'll do one more. One more overlay just to work out the bugs. I've also folded my paper, so this gives me a little room to kind of place things on the page. If I want to stretch the bike out, that's something I can do as well now that I've folded the paper. Alright, so let's throw in an axis here, and let's go back here. I want to do something so it feels like, just want it to feel bigger than it is right now. Mike, what's up? Hello, hello. Mike says he has to get some markers. Yeah, they're super fun. I've really been enjoying kind of getting back to markers and all that good stuff. The old school. Maybe I should start a podcast called Old School, New School or something. And then it's just all old school techniques. Maybe. Don't hold me to that. Felt like changing the leg. So I'm going to change that. Maybe this dude or person is wearing some kind of body armor. Now it's really going to feel like Tron. Could also be a robot. Sometimes when I'm not super confident or comfortable with drawing a person, I'll make them a robot. But I'll do a person for you guys because you're always asking. Something like that. Try the Ohuhus. I have bought some. They are on their way. So rest assured you will be hearing my opinions on those soon enough. Don't worry. But yeah, I feel like this thing needs a few more overlays, but I'm going to work with this one. See how it goes. So yeah, I think we decided, maybe these aren't wheels per se, but they kind of feel like it. Maybe this is some sort of intake, for example. Thanks, Alex. He's leaning a little bit too far back, but this probably should come back here. Yeah, leaning a little too far back, but we'll work with it. And I'll keep this one mostly gray marker with some black. Okay, so there's my pose. Now, fingers crossed, I don't completely muck this up with my pen. Got my Papermate Flare at the ready. Don't have any lips guides, however, so we're going to freestyle this. Just kind of go for it. Maybe some sort of text there. I'm gonna try and be somewhat deliberate, so hopefully this one works out as I try and pull some of these shapes out of this speed cycle. Cool thing with gray marker is as you now enter into what I would consider to be your refinement phase of doing this approach is you can change the design. And the gray marker almost functions like just a tone for your page. Because that black marker is really what your eyes are going to see. Even though I drew through the hand here, we'll be able to recapture that with some black marker. For example, this is Sketchaday Live. Thanks for joining. If this is your first time, hit that like and subscribe. Turn on those alerts. Turn on them alerts so you don't miss when I come back online. Alright, there's our little grips for a speeder bike. And since it's a hover bike, maybe I'll just do like some interesting texture on the inside of this or something. Or some sort of mechanicals, like this is the hover piece at the front. Alright, so for like concept art stuff like this, when I'm drawing a person, I definitely try to keep it more on the loose side. Alright, so if these are, you know, pants or some sort of boot, just keep it loose. Calf's a little bit short, but maybe some sort of utility pocket on the side. I don't think I've ever done like a person live for you guys. I typically, you know, when I'm teaching my design classes, I've done them. But just loosely thinking through, you know, maybe there's a chest plate here, some sort of helmet. I am going live Friday, Mike. So Friday's the original spot. Going live on Wednesdays and Sundays now. And the whole point of that is to make sure that, you know, everyone has a chance to catch it. So I know some of you can't make the midweek stuff. Some of you can't necessarily make Sunday. So plenty of chances to catch me here on the YouTubes. Alright, so like I said, from that gray you can kind of map things out like so. And now I have someone sitting on this bike. It's got a robust behind there. There we go. It's a little bit better. A little bit better line. And I'm just going to do kind of a relaxed hand. Just resting right there. Something like that. Just line weight and gray marker on this one. So what's our final sketch gonna be, guys? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Not a Lego character. So I'm just gonna do a few mechanicals up in here. A couple shapes. Like so. You know, maybe this is some sort of access panel. This bike actually has a turbine on the back. So just a couple lines and squiggles in the right place is going to give this the look of something like a turbine. And knowing where to put your lines just through practice, trial and error, can make quick work of a gray marker drawing. I almost pinched the zoom on the head there. I need to stop drawing digitally because I'm losing my mind. For real. A dragon. Oh goodness. I need to practice for that one. But I can. Actually, maybe I'll do it for my other YouTube, Sketchaday Kids. That is kind of an experimental thing that I've been doing with my kids as we've all been cooped up here. So if you want to check it out, I believe there's a link in the main channel on Sketchaday. But yeah, check it out. I mean, the drawings are pretty basic, but if you have kids who you're just trying to get into it, I think it's a good place to start. It's just how I draw with my kids, and you know, hopefully at some point they'll get good enough to have their own channel too. Just with practice, right? Practice makes better. Alright, just a little face here. Face as they look off into the distance. You can do a lot with your strokes if you're just using a pen in terms of communicating shadow, details, and so forth. And then in here, I'm going to keep it super dark, but I do want to hint at some sort of mechanism. You know, maybe it's just not spokes so much, but just these things that come off a central axis. I'll make it nice and dark gray, but maybe this is some sort of electromagnetic hover mechanism, right? These solenoids that are housed in these large donut shapes, and that's what gives you the hover on the bike. Again, just a Papermate flare, drawing big. Hold your tool a little bit further back than you might be accustomed to or comfortable with. That's gonna change your approach a little bit, but also force you to just be a little bit more mindful. I do believe, personally anyways, it helps me have better line control and be a little looser with my sketches as well. Alright, we'll scrub there. Simple house design. We started with a house design, so I'm not going to do another one. So if we're out of suggestions, I'm just going to probably just do a car or something along those lines. Oh wait, there was a robot suggestion earlier, but I figured this kind of covered robots for today. Drawing a helicopter. Maybe. I haven't done one of those in forever, but yeah, I could do a helicopter. It's the wrong angle. And let me take this cool gray 7. Just hit some of these shadow spots. Let's see, start with the speed form and turn it into something. Something meaning a car. Trying to avoid that today. If possible, but I suppose beggars can't be choosers, and by beggars I mean me. So I'm the one asking you guys for those suggestions. All right. It's got a little bit of shadow in there, and finished off that foot. I think I'm gonna put a little shadow under the whole thing. Maybe something like this. All right, cool gray 5. Here we go, let's go. I was gonna shade this back in here as well. Not necessarily do too much by way of blending, but enough to show form where it's needed, shadow, and so forth. Don't want it to get too muddy. Alright, quick shout out shadow here. And shout out, I guess. Shout out to the Patreons supporting me at patreon.com/sketchaday. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for supporting your artists and creatives out there. Trying to do my part. Hopefully you guys are too. Thanks for watching this and not Tiger King tonight. Tempting, I know. All right. So there's my guy with some sort of hover or technical bike design. Couple little texture dots, details. I like the idea of 4 dots. Maybe just exhaust ports or something on the tops of these. Let's throw that in. All right. Something like that. It's probably more I could do, but we'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so we did our house earlier. There it is again. Recap. Did our kind of concept speeder bike of some sort. And now, like I said, I'll upload photos of these or scans. Probably photos just because I'm lazy and I don't want to scan them today. So now we'll do a final sketch. Okay, looks like we've got sailboat, helicopter. What's up, Spencer? Welcome. So we got sailboat, helicopter, robot, but kind of covered that with this hoverbike. Did the house earlier. Let's see. Wood rendering. Someone wants to see that. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a helicopter. All right, and don't hate me, but I'm going to look up just some quick reference for proportions, not for details, because I want to make this our helicopter. Okay, so we got main kind of propeller, it looks like. We've got landing gear and cab. Pretty simple, and a tail. All right, gray marker, that's what I'm going to do again. Since we're kind of in that vein of things. So I'm just going to kind of map out maybe our little weird helicopter body here. This is kind of what I'm thinking for propeller spread. All right, maybe this is the nose of that helicopter. Now we have some sort of cab here. Oh, maybe it's some sort of kind of fatty, call it the blowfish. This is our sci-fi helicopter, so not necessarily real. That little landing bit's gonna be cut off, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit on that one. And then no weapons on this guy. This is a relief helicopter. Maybe it has like a winch on it or something, although that would be a poor place for it. So I'll figure out something for that. And we've got our propeller business up here. I'm just going to represent that with those gray lines, like so. But yeah, draw big, guys. When you draw big, especially with these markers, you can just quickly map out your form. But proportionally speaking, they're not going to overwhelm your drawing like they would if you are drawing a bit smaller. If you draw a bit smaller, you kind of have to have these things be a little bit smaller as well, meaning the gray marker itself. All right, maybe this is a door opening. Put some little hinges on top right there. Actually, I haven't done sketches like this in a while, so this is good. Meaning lots of gray marker, working it out as we go. Okay. And then we'd have our rear, whatever. Just like that. Okay, so now I've got that in place, kind of chunky looking helicopter thing. This is Sketch A Day Live. If you're just joining, we do this 3 times a week. I just saw your chat, Chris. My apologies. Maybe next time we can do a welding torch, something like that, or one of our videos during the week. That'll be fun. So now I'm just gonna think about my line economy, what is I'm trying to communicate, decide how many lines I need to communicate that thing, and just be careful about what I do without being so careful that I suck the life out of the under sketch. All right. Redraw rather than trace if you're doing this method. And have fun with it. You know, the gray marker kind of relieves a bit of the pressure of having to have a perfect sketch as an underlay. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe there's some science to it, but it certainly feels right whenever I do it. Evan says, love your content, Spencer. Thank you. Quick question. Sketching large versus sketching small. Definitely large if you can. All right, might be hard for you guys to tell based on this, but this is a regular printer or regular sheet of printer paper. So this marker sheet is 11 by 17, which is 2 of these put together. And this way I can like move my arm, my shoulder, my elbow, and really just get into the drawing. So that's really why I do it. And I feel it kind of reduces, at least for me, the odds or chances that I will make a bigger mistake because I'm just drawing with my shoulder and elbow for the most part. Yeah, I'll be down to redraw, Chris. Like I said, it may not be, you know, the next time or whatever, but it sounds like an interesting topic, so I'll be open to that. Just pull these details out. So again, look at how I'm holding my pen about halfway up the barrel. As much as you can, if you can be above your drawing, it's going to be better than kind of slouching at your table. You're welcome, Albert, or Evan. My bad. Jason's asking, does that gray Copic not bleed through? No, it doesn't. This is marker paper. And it's actually the same brand as these markers. Pretty affordable. It's not the best marker paper I've used. The best is the Copic marker paper, as well as, surprisingly, Canson marker paper has been pretty good for me. So if you want to try those out, I will be doing a video specifically on different brands of marker paper and kind of some of my thoughts, impressions, observations, and so on. So watch out for that. This door would never open because of this crease, but I'm gonna roll with it. Maybe it's a split door, who knows? Light touch, as light as you can manage. I really do love these flare pens, though. I haven't found many that compare, because you have to take into account, I think, price for one, as well as performance. And so far, if you take care of them, they take care of you. and mine have been pretty great. Just a couple lines here. I'm not going to draw the blades specifically. When will the live be? Friday. So I'm actually doing 2 lives on Friday. Okay, so we'll do our regular live here. Just us. Family meeting. Right, we're just going to hang out. And then I'm going to be on Adobe's YouTube Live and Behance Live. And I'll be showcasing some of their products and a little bit of my digital workflow. So if you want to catch that, I believe that's at 2 p.m. Pacific or 3, something like that. But I will post those details closer to when I go live. But yeah, that's gonna be this Friday. And then Sunday, I believe I have scheduled around 12 p.m. Pacific for that. So it'll be more of a midday stream if you're on the Pacific Coast. If you're international, you may catch it early morning. But it's just to give everyone a chance to kind of hang out and see what we do here. Whenever something's in the background or further back, I should say, I try to not worry too much about the detail or the accuracy, but more so just hint at what's happening. So, chunky boy, chunky helicopter. All right, off to the back here. And now I'm just going to thicken up the lines and we will call it good. That's just going to help pull the sketch forward, at least the pieces in the front here, and help separate foreground from background just a little bit. You can already see it's just pulling it forward. If you can hit the same line, you can use the same pen, meaning hitting that line in the same spot to just make it darker. If you can't, then you can always use a thicker pen. So something like a Sharpie, if you just want to do it with one stroke. I like to build up my lines though. But that's something you can do. Alex is asking, but at what hours and what time is it at my home? So it's 10 a.m. where I live, but it's 9 a.m. Pacific on Friday. So that's my regular Friday time. I'm trying to see if this time will work on Wednesdays. While my kids are a little distracted. We do video games on Wednesdays. So they're getting their Minecraft and Roblox on. Which I just started learning Minecraft, and that's a fun game. I had no idea. I guess I could do stuff inside the helicopter. I'll probably do like some dark gray, some other grays for tones, and then the inside I'll just make really dark, so I don't have to focus on getting all those details in. So for example, on the nose, I guess I do have greens. I could make it a kind of a greenish gray helicopter. This is a cool gray 7. It's nice because I can take a cool gray 9 or even black and go over this to suggest that, you know, there's someone flying it or whatever other details we want to hint at without necessarily committing to finishing those out. Did I not grab my cool gray 9? I swear I did. Warm gray, cool gray, didn't fall on the floor. I might be losing my mind. Warm gray, blah, 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 blah. All right. Copic markers it is. Just to finish this out. Thanks for joining, guys. Looks like we got 52 people. I think this might be a record for how many people are joining us on the live. So thank you very much for being a part of this. So this is a cool gray 10, so not quite black. This is a Copic. It feels so good to be back to Copic. There's just something about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up, or it's all in my head. But I really do like them. So yeah, you can just put some shapes in there, hint at silhouettes, that kind of thing, without having to commit to having a complete drawing. Just a little trick for you guys. Now let's just get some quick form definition on our chopper. Get to the chopper. Just some of these bits here that are a little rounder. One thing about these Bianyo markers, though, it seems as though they are interacting a bit with the Papermate Flare ink. So something you might want to be aware of as you do this. Alex says black and white helicopter. Not quite. We're just doing a tonal shading of the helicopter for speed sake. Something you see a lot in concept art, and if you want to see more of it, check out Doug Chang on Instagram, Ralph McQuarrie as well. You'll kind of see these. Those are some designers that did the art for Star Wars. If you're not familiar, designers, illustrators, concept artists, and you can check out their stuff and you'll see what I'm talking about. Thank you, Kurt of Pock, however you say your name. Again, my apologies if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. It's a thing. All right. I'm sad I can't post links in the chat for some reason. This really stinks. Oh, now it's working. So we do that every day in addition to Sketch a Day while we're cooped up at home, so you can check that out. Don't know the name, I'm just calling Sketch a Day Kids for now. But we do drawings. I'm planning on doing some craft stuff. Every Thursday night at home we do craft night, so I thought why not bring that to the world in some way. Alright, just a little contrast here in some of these members, shadow core, part lines, things like that. I guess this is a window. Someone was asking me what I listen to while I draw, usually. And let's see, what have I been listening to lately? I've been listening to a lot of Frank Ocean. And if not that, pretty much just hip hop, random stuff. I listen to a lot of chill ambient music as well. If I'm really trying to focus, like hunker down and just like get some stuff done, I'll actually listen to like EDM as well. Something about the high energy just like amps me up, and I'll just go. So yeah, these markers, now that I'm using them a bit more, this warm gray or this cool gray is starting to feel kind of warm, which is weird. But it is 50 cents, so I'm conflicted. I am so conflicted. Like, just for everyday use, I give it a 10 out of 10. If you're like me and you do pieces for clients, like commission pieces, I would give it a 2 out of 10. So there you go. I wouldn't recommend it for like reproduction work, meaning you're trying to like, you know, do a rendering of a shoe or someone's car, that kind of thing. Because you can even see it here, maybe. This gray is like totally neutral. It's a neutral, or it's a cool gray 7. And then right next to it I have the cool gray 3, and the 3 looks kind of reddish. It's kind of weird. So something to watch out for if you're curious and interested in these markers. Definitely recommend as a daily driver as you're sketching your quick concepts, but professional work, not so much. Alright, I'm just gonna shadow in the tail here in this rotor. Something like that. Evan is asking, how about chart pack ad markers? I love them because they don't bleed with ballpoints. I don't know if you saw my video on the channel where I did cover that. You can check it out. Let's see. I'm going to go to my videos here real quick while I take a sip of my tea. All right. Why can't I find this video now all of a sudden? Oh, here we go. So I'm going to copy this link. Send it to you guys because I love you. Boom. So that video goes over chart pack markers and some thoughts, observations, and so forth. Feel free to check that out. Oh man, we're up to 77 viewers now. Thank you so much for joining. I'll do a quick recap of what we covered, and then I'm going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you to my Patreons. You will be receiving a special reward. I'll just say that. I'm going to be giving my brushes for Procreate to my Patreons, so you do have to have been there for 2 months, though, and then I'll hook you up. So if you want to become a Patreon, 2 months, in 2 months rather, I will send that to you using Prismacolor here, just to get this a little darker. Like I always say, at least now I always say, contrast is your friend. Don't be afraid of it. It's just going to help your stuff pop even more. All right. You're welcome, Evan. Thank you for hanging. Thanks for joining. Like I said, guys, I'll be back on Friday morning with our usual live streams. Hit me up with any requests you have. I'll see if I can work that in. I try to do about 3 or 4 sketches or more sometimes per stream. It just depends on how complicated things are, if it's something new, or if I just mess up and have to start over a few times, which we kind of did today. But I love suggestions, so don't be depressed if I don't do your suggestion or thing that you wanted to see. Keep them coming. Some of you have been waiting, I know, a while for things, but there's just so many good ideas. So some of those suggestions end up on the weekly or the daily YouTube videos. Some of them end up in our lives here, and some of them never see the light of day, but that's okay. Just don't ask me to do your homework for you. Then I'll put you on my personal blacklist for life. Not really. I've just kind of had people do that. Sometimes I'm like, is this your homework? What's going on here? Put little dots. Alright guys, have a good Wednesday. You may now return to watching Tiger King, which is pretty incredible if you haven't seen it yet. Wow. I was just sitting at home and I was like, I don't know what to watch, and I saw it pop up and I'm like, oh, what is this? And so you want me to do, oh, Lego character, cool. Yes, I will do that, Alex. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, let me check out this Tiger King thing. And I start watching and I'm just like, holy crap. What? This is for real? Oh, so wild. Literally and figuratively speaking. I felt like putting some white pencil here just to kind of help out the nose. A little bit of a fade. I think we had a request in the comments on my video today. I was thinking about doing some pencil, like colored pencil drawing. Is that something that's interesting to you guys? I don't do it a ton. I mean, I used to do more in like high school, but I think the principles apply. And you know, we could do some fun stuff. So if you want to see that, let me know. And just start streaming and don't stop till, 12 hours later or something. How would that be? Would that just be epic? I think so. And I could totally do it. The longest I've gone drawing without a break in a presentation was about 8 hours. I think it was like 7.5 hours or something like that. So it's not something I've never done. I kind of get rocked at the end, but yeah, we could do it. Maybe if there's enough interest. Thanks again for your donations in the past. We've had some awesome people help out with getting markers or just generally supporting the channel. It's not a requirement for watching anything that I produce, but I just want to say thank you and I appreciate it. Those links are in the graphics on the live, however, so if you feel so inclined and wanted to, that's how you would contribute. All right, I think I'm going to stop there with this one. Turned out pretty well, I think. Thanks again for being here. I love you guys sincerely. I'm not just saying that. Like, it's pretty cool what technology can do in terms of connecting us and making it so I can do this from my house and share what I love with all of you. So sincerely, I appreciate you, and definitely come back, say hi if you like it. Give me a like and subscribe. Turn on those alerts. That's the little bell you'll see on YouTube. I know a couple of you have subscribed and have said that you couldn't, like, I went live and you didn't catch it. It's because you haven't tapped the bell. So you want to hit that. Welcome and thank you to all you new subscribers. And we'll be doing this, like I said, 3 times a week at least. And I'll have my daily videos as well. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.